says Granny, old and gray, ain't got no keys, she's on the way. She grabbed the stranger passing by, so let's go, Daddy, before I die. You ought to see Grandma Rock, I ought to see Grandma Rock, and she got everybody jumping in and rock. You ought to see Grandma Rock, I ought to see Grandma Rock, I ought to see Grandma Rock, and she got everybody jumping in and rock. You ought to see Grandma Rock, 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 Grandma Rock, yeah, rock, Grandma Rock, yeah, rock.
Hey, it's kpnash. It's nice to see you back here at my place. And today's episode is going to be about Skeets McDonald's son. Well, actually more about Eddie Cochran, who played guitar on the recording. He was famous for licks like this. But wait, I hear you saying that it doesn't really sound like on the recording. Well, you have a very good ear, so I will have to show you a different way to play this. Okay, the whole song is built around the sound of open high E string. And then we have to jump all the way up. You might find this jump a bit challenging in the real tempo, but fear not. If you set some crazy delay for the first lick, more on that later, it will effectively obfuscate any possible imperfections. Just don't forget to switch it off afterwards. So the second lick goes like this. A lot of interesting things are going on here. First, this double stop. It's exactly the same as more conventional this one on the 5th fret, but because of this open string it sounds really different. And then I'm doing these speedy pull-offs. First with the pinky and then with ring finger. So it's actually a matter of preference, but my pinky is too weak and 4th string is actually too beefy. And also you can see I'm using hybrid picking. So downstroke with the pick and then upstroke with the index. I don't know if it's just me being so used to hybrid picking, finger picking, or if Eddie did the same. However, later we will see some more licks that would be pretty hard to imagine without using right hand's fingers. And now the last part. Let's try to imagine how the same could be played by a finger-picking blues musician. Now let's move that bass note 1 octave up, 4th string 7th fret, the lowest note of this actual chord shape. In fact, Eddie Cochran did something very similar in the other song from the same Skeets McDonald session. Mama, how's it gonna go? But in order to get that Grandma Rock's vibe, let's move this bass even higher so that it's not a bass note anymore. Let's play it on 3rd string and touch the string very softly so that it's more like really a ghost note. As you can see, we play also a couple of chords with the thumb, like let me try to count. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So those extra notes with the thumb actually go on 2 and 4 of the second bar. All of this in theory could be perfectly doable without any finger picking. And I've tried it as well. However, it's a matter of picking dynamics. When played with a pick, it sounds a bit wrong, at least to my taste. So here sits Granny, holding Granny, ain't gonna kiss since I don't know when. 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. This chord is A7, again with that powerful magic of open strings. And now the refrain. As you see, I'm also using the same hybrid picking approach, and of course with open strings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. This sounds pretty strange, but if you're interested, this chord is actually D9, and this one, it's hard to believe, but it's D6-9. That has been heavily mutated just like the coronavirus. And back on A. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And then E. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. It has a bit of polyrhythm built in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Wah, da, 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 da. And back on A. 1. After that, we have to repeat this part, A and E once again, and here we have almost nothing new. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Hey! Hey! And now, ending, which is probably the tastiest part of the song. That sounds pretty fast and wild, but you don't have to be a virtuoso to play it. Imagine this chord, if we can call it a chord. However, we'll start at one fret below and with open E string as well. So what I will do is first a slide on third string, and here I'm picking it with my thumb, then index again open E string, then second string with the thumb, and finally first string, this time fretted, again with index. No matter how complicated it seems, as soon as you get into this main routine, alternating between thumb and index, it will become sweet and easy. And it is exactly that part which, as I've said, it would be hard to believe it is played without finger picking. So, let's recap and repeat the whole part. There's Granny old and grand, ain't got no keys since I don't know when. He grabs a stranger passing by, so let's go, Daddy, before rain. But something is still missing in this part, namely the echo. I believe it was done by the sound engineer of the studio. He kept it quite high during the very first lick of the intro, but then he reduced it to some more moderate level and finally maxed it out for the final crazy lick. In my case, I've tried delay and reverb, so that I set reverb to produce a short tail that sounds like a slap back. It's a plate reverb setting actually. And I switched the delay pedal on and off just for this particular lick. Actually, as you could hear on the demo, I failed. My delay got buried in the mix, and that's because you perceive it really different when you sit in front of the amp and when you hear it recorded. So now I will take a revenge and make it really crazy. All the way to the right. Well, it needs to have a duration of something like 8 notes. It's essentially 2 times the same rhythmic pattern. Tam ba ta ba da tam ba ta ba dam, tam ba ta ba da tam ba ta ba dam. And every time there is a triplet, that ta ba da, we also have a hammer on, hammer on, hammer on, so that there is not much stress for the pick in hand. And yet one more triplet, ta ba da ta ba ta ba ta ba, and then we have this thing. So the whole part. And now it's time for some chord theory. There is this chord D9, only without the root. Now imagine you play absolutely the same notes but on different strings somewhere here. As you can hear, it's exactly the same chord. And on D, Eddie moves between these two. For this first slide, just imagine like if you are sliding up the whole chord shape. But of course you will have to pick only its lowest note with your right hand. These last slides have got some rhythm to them. What the hell? What the hell? And then Eddie gets back to that magic of the open E string. A lot of sliding here. And finally, at the end of the solo, we have this crazy lick. It's absolutely the same as Eddie plays also in the ending, and we have already discussed it in the last section of the video. Hello? Is anybody here? Are you still here with me? Thank you for watching and hope to see you next time soon. Bye!